What's up, guys? This is ByzantineFalcon, and we have some long overdue shoutouts. What's up to Fuzzy Dunlop, Desert Storm, Unbudging Harp, Deathbot Gamma, I Don't Hide the Blaze, and the Iron Flea. I'm sure I missed people. I still love you. Moving on, we are in the Bulldog on Swamp. Now, if you don't have this tank, I highly recommend you pick it up, as it is nothing short of phenomenal. You get the autoloader in here. It is essentially a bat chat that bought a Bowflex. It is amazing for what it is. Now, just keep in mind, I see a lot of guys try to tank, literally tank, a lot of the heavies, and it just doesn't work out for you. A couple of good shots and you are going to be out of the game. That being said, if you use this vehicle's speed and maneuverability and burst potential, you can really shut some guys down. So just think about this tank the next time you're purchasing something. I'm sure a lot of people have been clipped out by these things. I know a lot of guys run the T49, they like the derp and whatnot. I don't know, I feel like the autoloader has a lot more potential. Of course, you know, what do I know? Moving on. So we're in an excellent spot right here. We're just going to kind of get eyes on them as they come around the corner. Taking some clutch shots here, doing some pretty good work. Got a pin in right off the get-go there, and early damage is the best damage. It's a fact. Now, we have some friendlies, if you want to call them that, encroaching on this Reds area. The issue with this team already is the Reds did not push the right flank at all. They consolidated. And a lot of times, guys, what you're going to see is, in a situation like this, when you don't push and you just straight consolidate, i.e. camp, you're going to be taking shots, and the guys on the other flank are going to end up taking shots while they're focusing on our right flank, which is semi-non-existent. So, just kind of throwing that out there, you just have to be very aware of what the team's doing. I see a lot of guys, they message me, they send me these maps, they say, oh boy, I pushed this flank, and I look over there and they're the only person, or like there's two people going over that flank, and I'm like, yeah, if they don't push, if the team does not push that flank is with Jesus. Just leave it alone. It's fine. It'll be okay. It won't be okay. It'll end horribly, but at the same time, what is better, running over there and dying while trying to hold back 7 tanks, or running away using the greens to your advantage and maybe getting some good damage? And the bottom line is this, guys. The longer you stay alive in the game, the longer you're mobile, the longer you keep the gun running, the better off you'll be. That is the end goal of any tanker, is to stay alive. You want to survive long enough to inflict maximum damage on the Reds. Now, of course, I understand there's going to be times where you end up getting rolled and so on and so forth, and that's fine. There's nothing you can do about that. If you're the only thing, you know, blocking the Reds, and you've got a lot of shooters behind you, and you're hoping they'll shoot at him as he comes over the hill, well, my friend, you have placed the trust in the wrong people. Anyway, so we're zooming around. This thing repositions unearthly fast. I mean, it is nothing short of amazing. This is a fantastic tank, and, you know, you want to be very cautious in these light tanks off the get-go. And the reason is, about mid-game, you want to shoot for about 3/4 of your health and about 2/3 to 3/4 of your ammo. And the reason is so you can go out there and, you know, you can clip people out and you have some room to work. And that's essentially what we're doing. We're just biding our time. We're not rushing anything. We're not scouting. Now, as you can see, the Reds have started to move on our opposite flank here, that we as a team did not feel that we needed to go defend it, and that's fine. It just happens like that. Not necessarily taking shots at anybody, but, you know, like I said, I would much rather have you consolidate your position versus go out there and immediately die pushing a flank nobody's at, because you're sure the Reds are going to bring some folks out. So we're getting a good amount of assist damage right now, and that's exactly what we want. That is the definition of a light tank, is an assist damage guy. We're going for the tracks right there. We got another assist ribbon, and we're doing very, very well as far as assist damage goes. We just have to make sure that we don't, you know, somebody doesn't get tired of us on the red team and just come up here and shut us down, clip us out, what have you. You have to be aware of those TVPs and the bad chats that are just tired of your existence and rushing you and clipping you out, and you getting off like 1 or 2 shots. So just be aware of that. There goes another good assist marker. And we have just astounding spotting range in this thing. It makes a little sense to me now why they nerfed the tier 10 lights on PC, because they had even better spotting than this. So yeah, there would be no hiding. Moving on. So as you can see, it's more or less evenly matched as far as the teams go. We're slightly ahead. So now, you know, as things go, we can kind of break it up a little bit. We can get rolling, and we can go over here and see what's going on. Maybe we can 1v1 some guys. You know, just essentially see what's happening. What is going on over here in this corner? We are taking a little bit of fire here. By a little bit of fire, I mean all of it. We ended up pulling a good assist ribbon there on the way in. So we did have some green supporting us as we decided to run into cover. And this is the situation you have to be wary of. You have to keep a very, very good eye on the greens behind you, because the greens behind you is essentially going to dictate how successful you are at peeking over and lighting people up. If there's not a lot of greens behind you, then the Reds are just, you know, going to swarm you all at once. I've seen it happen countless times, so just be aware of that. It's just something you need to have in the back of your head. Now, as far as tanks go, the greens are slightly pulling ahead. We have kind of, it's not necessarily a tipping point, but we are getting to the zone where we are, you know, getting ready to win this game. We just need to keep focusing on as a team and see what we can do. We have a low health guy right here, and man, we are just dying to get around this corner. If we know he's alone and he fires, it is a wrap for him, because you know what, this gun, not going to have a lot of luck on the front of the side, but the rear is more or less straight money. Got a good assist damage ribbon right there. And now we're just going to pull up, see if we can't light him back up. We have this guy coming around the corner, and we're going to follow him. Hopefully he will take the round, and then we can zoom in and go ahead and kill this guy. Because if you look at the top of the board here, it has changed from, are we going to win, to, okay, we need to get all the damage we can before the game ends. So we're putting some rounds on here, and we're just messing this guy up. I mean, it's fantastic. Autoloader is just amazing in this tank. This particular platform is very, very strong. We're going to go around the corner, finish that guy off in just one right after the other. And once again, this is a race for damage. This isn't necessarily mopping up. It is a straight race for damage. And that's what we're going to do. So right now we are pushing, and luckily we are ahead of the rest of the team, obviously, because we're in the fastest tank. The downside is we don't necessarily want to be the first thing the enemy sees and the first thing they shoot at. Because that being said, we can't really take hits. We can't take hits to begin with, and we most assuredly cannot take hits now. We are essentially a one-shot for everything on the board. As a matter of fact, if we hit a bump too hard, we may explode. So we just need to be very, very cautious and make sure we have our paratrooper training down. So we saw a guy over here earlier. We're just going to try to creep up on him. It looks like the greens got a hold of him. Yeah, and they finished him off. Guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this footage, make sure to check out ByzantineFalcon, as it is his link will be below. Guys, we'll see you next time. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Bye bye.